Welcome to Tea Time with Karen. Today we're going to talk about probiotics, and this is really an important topic because I believe that taking probiotics or eating fermented food is really good for your gut health as well as for other things, but it's really important to understand that there's different strains of probiotics and each different strain addresses different things. Now there will be some crossover between the strains, but I often have people come in to me telling me that probiotics didn't work for them, and when I look at the strains of probiotics that we're using, they had nothing to do with what their underlying conditions were, so of course they didn't work. So it's really important to do research before you get probiotics to see what strains would address your condition. There's different varying amounts of probiotics, so they're in the billions. I like starting people off slow and building up to higher doses, because if you're, let's say your gut has lots of bad bacteria, and as the bad bacteria is being replaced by good bacteria, they start to die off. So there's going to be a little bit of discomfort from that die off. So if you slowly increase, it's not going to be as big. But if you start with high amounts of probiotics, then the die off is going to be quicker and you may be uncomfortable, really be uncomfortable. I know people have gotten bad diarrhea from taking too high a dose of probiotics. Eventually it is no longer an issue, but that can be uncomfortable. So I like building up slowly to the probiotic. And then there's different types. There's soil-based probiotics, which some people do better on, and then there's time-release probiotics they have out in the market. So they, really do research as to what probiotic would be good for you. And just to give an example of some of the strains, for urinary tract infection, you would be looking at Lactobacillus rhamnosus, but GR1. And for fatty liver, you'd also have Lactobacillus rhamnosus, but there you'd be looking at GG. So there is a difference in the strains and the type of strains. So you really want to be aware of what strains you need for your condition. And when you take antibiotics, for example, the strain I like to use to replace that is the Saccharomyces cerevisiae codex. That's the strain I look for when someone's on antibiotics. Now that's, a different strain than I would use every day. For something like ulcerative colitis, which is really severe, I would look at a really high potency probiotic, and then I would be using something like BSL number 3. With people with mold disease, which is what I am an expert in, I also like to use the BSL number 3, and I've had good success with that. That's a very powerful probiotic. So not everybody needs that strong. So anyway, when searching for probiotics, do some research first to see which probiotic strain matches what your symptoms are, and then you'll have a better success with the probiotic. Anyway, that's it for tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow night on Tea Time with Karen.